Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. There's the full box, but if you want that information, there it is. The website for this one, I want to say it's Blue Angel. BlueAngelOnline.com. It's there at the bottom. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Hopefully you can see the spelling for that too if you want to. This is illustrated by Jessie Reish, which is at the top of the orange. And the website is at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. And finally, I use the Dungeons and Dragons dice is what they are. They're metal. It's there. It's Amazon.com if it focuses. If it decides to focus. Is it doing it? Maybe. I use the 20-sided one for the Major Arcana. There's 21 in the Major Arcana, but I just use the 20-sided dice. For the Minor Arcana, I use these 4-sided dice to decide the suit, and then I use the 12-sided dice for which number card, which only goes up to Knight, but still, that's how I use it. Anything else? I think we're good. All right, hopefully that helps, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These reads are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? We're starting really good. Still good. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm saying that, and then I just realized what's at the bottom here. Okay, so I it feels good to me though. So I think it's going to a better place. Going to a better place? Okay. This is the Ten of Swords. It's devastation. If this reading is hitting, I feel like you're already there, or you know it's coming. You know it's there. This feels to me like this moment was coming either way. And you've known it probably for a while. At the very least, at this point, it's just like exactly how it's going to happen might be up for question, but it's kind of like it's going to end. It's kind of like the end of the road is coming. It's coming. Maybe you used to feel like you had different choices at one point, but I'm getting at this point it's just about handling what's about to happen next. I keep getting like we're on track for what's going to happen. It's already there. 3 of Pentacles is a work card. It's getting things done, just doing what needs to be done. But it's in this situation, I feel like I'm on rails. I really do feel like I'm on rails. It's heading where it's heading. We're going where we're going. And the more I realize it, the more I accept that it's happening, the more it's like I have to more look at this and like, what am I going to do after that? Where am I going to go after that? How am I going to handle what's left? You know, what choices do I need to make after this is finished? That Ten of Swords is kind of like it's a passing energy. And I feel like you're at the point where you can start moving into a healing energy more effectively. What's blocking that is kind of like... I feel like if you look at this really honestly, you know that this is going to happen. Whatever it is, you know it's like it's just about exactly how it will happen. I don't know. It's kind of like that we're on rails. It's kind of like we're going to come to the next city. We might be playing with like I could probably jump off the train, or maybe we'll get lucky and they'll stop and we'll start going backwards. But these are unrealistic things. Jumping off the train or the train going backwards is very unrealistic. And I might not be centering on the fact that I'm on the train. I might be like thinking about everything else and oh, I wonder what they're doing now. I wonder what's going on there. I wonder what's in that pot roast. I wonder what spices they used. I might be centering on everything but what's actually happening in front of me. The trick is to stop doing that. Because as soon as we start looking at it and start addressing what's actually happening and accepting it, you get a lot of strength here with the Nine of Hearts, which is the Nine of Cups, and you have the healing coming in with the Four of Swords. That moment will bring a lot of healing in, just kind of like realizing whatever comes next, it's on me to deal with it. It's on me to figure out what I want to do. It's on me to make my choice about how I'm going to handle it. Even if I'm choosing who I'm going to go with, who I'm going to follow, I still am choosing where I'm going. So even if you're going to follow somebody else, if you decide that's what you need to do, if that's the case, you choosing who you go with, who you follow, is still a very important choice that you have to make peace with. The situation, it is what it is at this point. Possibilities are there. And you have a lot of them, but it's like looking at the realistic possibilities. It's not hard for Gemini to find possibilities. This situation, it's like looking at it like this is where things are going. We're going towards this. It's like kind of like saying we're heading towards Chicago. We're going to end up in Chicago. And looking at it like, what can I do in Chicago? What possibilities are for me in Chicago? We can't keep looking at it like, well, maybe we could end up in Tampa, or maybe we could end up in Houston. It's kind of like that's not where this train is going. We know that's not where this train is going. You could look at possibilities in those places, but it's not. It's very, very, very unlikely you're going to end up there. So it's like that's the first step. Healing, self-sufficiency will come forward. A lot of good things can happen here. When it comes down to it, there's a lot of stress when the moment comes where you have to make your choice. Stress that's leading to success. So, okay. Oh, that is your card coming. Your card is coming up. Okay. The stress coming up, you got the Five of Wands, half in, half out. People are going to be kind of passive-aggressive. I get like confrontation in a passive-aggressive way. The Five of Wands came in, half out. And then the Temperance card came in reversed, which is telling me people aren't letting things kind of come together on their own. I feel like people aren't letting that happen. And there's like passive-aggressive energies here. There's people trying to make a very rational, I don't think rational is the right word, a very restricted choice. Kind of like, we're in Chicago, we need to make money, so what we're going to do is they'll pay us X amount of money to pick up these rocks and, drag them across town every day, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick up these rocks, drag them across town every day. It's a boring job, it's a painful job, but it's a lucrative job, so that's what we're going to do. I'm making it sound really simple, but like, who knows? That could be a thing that could happen. That's not the choice for you. Which is ironic, because I feel like you'll know that right off the bat, that that's not what you want to do. But there could be a fear quotient here that makes you feel like, I want to stick with these people, so that's what I have to do. Don't do that, is what I'm getting. When this moment comes, it seems like I feel kind of like I'm expected, or I need to kind of go down this road that I don't want to. What they're saying to do is remember who you are. Because there might be a chance that you might forget of the gifts that you have and the value of who you are. The Lover's card is the Gemini card. That's the card that talks about Gemini. And it's kind of like going towards what you love, going towards what you want. It may not seem realistic to other people. It's kind of like you end up in Chicago and you're like, I don't want to do that. I want to work in this department store because I can see pathways up to the job I want by going to this department store. It only pays a fraction of what everybody else is making at this other job, But actually, I can like that for now, especially because I can find my way and I can move forward and I can move up and I'll get the job I actually do want. And by the time I get the job I do want, I'll be making twice as much as what everybody else is doing on this other job. It is worth it for me. That's what I want. That's where I want to be. Other people are saying, no, Gemini, you're going to go there. You're going to be a cashier for the rest of your life. It's a worthless thing. You're making a fraction of what the rest of us are making. You're wasting your time. No. Wrong. Blah, 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 blah. Follow your heart. Follow what you want. But for some reason, I see what this is coming up to next. People are pushing you away from it or trying to get you to not do that. The point of this is to give you that, hopefully, that reset. It's more of a reset to realize who you are and how you move forward in life is meant to happen here. Go towards your prosperity that you want. I feel like this is something you're going to have to be very self-sufficient on. You're going to have to be your leader. You're going to have to build yourself up. You're going to have to step forward in what you want to do. And I don't know if you're going to get a lot of support in that. But it's kind of like, be loyal to you. The Four of Wands to me talks about loyalty. It can be loyalty to another person. Sometimes it can be a marriage card. But this one, I feel like it's marriage to yourself, loyalty to yourself, self-loyalty, knowing what you want, where you want to go, where you want to be, and holding to it and making that happen. Remembering who you are and the value that you see in life and how you see life get you forward where you want to be. There's a weird progression after this. People seem to think that you're wasting your time. And it's a weird kind of intrusive energy that you might actually feel that for a while too. You might even be questioning, like, am I wasting my time? Did I make the right decision? You seem to have this second guessing thing going on here. Kind of like, is it really going to matter? If people are annoyed with me, is this really going to go where I need it to? Am I going to have to give up and do what they're doing anyway? Blah, 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 blah. It then goes on to this next phase of like people just kind of ignoring you in this situation. And I feel like you're going to see that next phase when you start moving forward the way you want to. That could be a positive thing if you don't let it drag you down. In the sense of like other people kind of ignoring you and where you're going. Let them ignore you, just don't let it hold you down. Realize that you're starting to flourish and it's starting to make them uncomfortable because they're like, maybe Gemini made a good decision. Maybe Gemini made a better decision than I did because I'm stuck in this job over here that I hate. Meanwhile, Gemini's starting to make advancements. Gemini's starting to progress, and that makes me uncomfortable because I'm seeing that Gemini's a lot happier than I am. And then you're going to find a spot where you're going to hit that moment where you get what you want. It depends on your situation. I don't know if people are going to support you or, kind of give you kudos, kind of like, all right, we do see that you made a good choice. I don't know if that's really going to happen. It's more about you being happy and being satisfied and feeling like, you know what, I made the choice I made and I got to a place that I want to be and I'm making what I want to make and it's happening the way I wanted it to happen. I'm happy I took this route. You will have a great outcome. I would be aware of the energies around you and the people around you. At this point, you might want to reevaluate who's in your life and are they supportive or not. And if it's people that you're like, well, they're going to be in my life either way or not, you might want to like change how much of your life they're in. Like, for example, if it's family, just for argument's sake, and they're not really supportive, you can still stay connected, but maybe just lessen the connection a bit, especially if they're not supportive, even when you are successful. Just kind of see that for what it is and kind of like, yeah, they'll always be there. They'll always be a part of your family, but maybe we'll just lessen how much of a connection they have with you and start bringing people who are supportive, people who celebrate you, bring them in a little stronger. Because that energy, people who are not supportive, even when you are successful, that's going to bring you back down. That's going to damage things. You want to build up the people who are supporters of you. And kind of like distance yourself as much as possible from those who are not. Keep that in mind when you get here. And I think we're there. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.